What if Antarctica is hiding more than ice? In today's episode of Rad Conversations, we talk with Akashic Records reader Jolene. And when she reads my Akashic Records, she has visions of Antarctica with ancient structures, frozen time capsules, and buried knowledge sealed beneath the ice. The reading also expands into my soul's origin, which is connected to Atlantis. And we talk about non-human consciousness and why some people aren't here to lead, but to anchor what's coming next.
Welcome to the Rad Conversations podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Rad Conversations. This week we are diving into the Akashic Records. And to do that, we need to have Jolene back with us again. She is a death doula, a psychic medium, and Akashic Records reader. Her website is soulexpansionguide.com. This week is one of my favorite episodes, and this is actually part 3. So later, go back and watch 1 and 2. But this week we talk about a lot of cool topics. We talk about what's buried underneath the ice in Antarctica. We talk about what my life was like in Atlantis. We also talk about if I've had any alien contact. All that and more coming up on this episode of Rad Conversations. And remember, if you enjoy the show, please like, subscribe, and share. All right, let's dive in. So Jolene, let's start big. Am I connected to any star constellations?
So I'm seeing a star constellation. I'm trying to figure out what that constellation is. Something blue ray. You're a blue ray. I would look that up later. Creator energy, lead, yeah. There's a connection with you to Archangel Michael as well. It's this frequency that you're on. Water is a big thing for you as well. Water, why as well? Yeah, Sirius-B may have been a place where you were at one point, and it's almost like I see you as like this mer being, like, oh, what's that movie? Do you know the movie where there's a mer being and this woman falls in love with the mer being?
I've never heard of a mer being.
It's like a almost humanoid, but not. You have scales. It's like you're green. You have scales all over.
For the love of water or something.
Yes, yes, like that movie. That's something. You look kind of like that in this lifetime. And there's something about that frequency that is bringing it. You bringing it here on Earth. It's like a very heart-centered energy, a connectivity. It's like your soul understands how we're all connected. Something about I'm getting chills. Ooh. So I'm seeing you you're like picking up different rocks and different like shells, and you're opening them up and you're seeing the beauty within them. But you're also using this somehow it's like you're a scientist studying things. So you have this lifetime where you were kind of like a scientist, but you were that sea creature, basically. But you were discovering things in the ocean and you were studying them. I think it's for healing. I'm hearing for healing purposes. Okay. And you brought that down, and I'm now seeing you coming here to Atlantis. You're coming to Atlantis. Some of that knowledge that you had for that healing you brought to Atlantis. And I'm seeing the tarot card of the magician. So I'm feeling as if you were like, you have this alchemy, this magician, this mastery of all the elements. Yeah. And that's within you. This is a coding within your soul. And if you embrace that, you can master that in this lifetime. It will help you alchemize things in your life for yourself and for others. I'm hearing you're definitely like this bridge. I'm seeing you as this bridge to other people that are here incarnating right now to create this new earth, this sense of this awakening within the collective. Yeah. So I'm definitely seeing you as that bridge. You're this like, not just a bridge. That's the wrong word. Because I see others connecting to you staying here. It's almost like your home base. You're like this home base. And people come to you, and it's like they're from all these different frequencies, all these different places, all these different lifetimes and dimensions. And you're just like the touch base, the home base. And so this is the purpose of that thirst for knowledge, because when you have that thirst for knowledge, you're so accepting of these other people coming in, telling their truth, which is what makes you such a good home base for everybody. And it's a catalyst for your growth and for others' growth. This is coming in with, so Trisha and I, we had a talk yesterday, and I let her know I was doing this reading for you. So she started to see this, and now I'm seeing it energetically, what she's seeing, that it's like you have this connected, this way of connecting with others. It's an expansion. It helps you expand and helps others expand just in your interaction and in your talking. If you're thinking about writing a book, they're saying, yes, do it. It may not even be a real, like, you might, I don't know if you're doing sci-fi writing, but I see that where there's fiction, there's always truth within that fiction. I'm seeing your family in this, your current family right now. And it's like, that was also divinely aligned, and it's somehow just divinely aligned perfectly so that you can be in your mission. Even your children, they're saying, if you have children, I don't remember if you have children or not. Dogs too, that includes animals. Okay, I think that's the message, the main message for you. I also want you to take time and see if you're seeing anything visually in your energy, if you're seeing and picking up anything as I have been reading this.
Well, it's interesting since you started talking. Like I was saying, from my chest up, it just seemed really tight and didn't really want me to open my mouth too much talking. Is a weird sensation. But can you see when I first came down to Earth? Like what they...
Yes. For me, that was when you were in that sea creature mode, right? So then you had that lifetime and you were in such a discovery, but then you also had a call. And that's when you incarnated into Atlantis. So your first incarnation on Earth was in Atlantis. Um, and there I was seeing that magician energy, and you were bringing in the healing from that Sirius-B lifetime.
And you saw like Star Wars type images there. Was that in the past, or is that, do you feel like that's in the future?
I feel that's in the past with Orion, the Orion Wars. So I feel that you're also very connected to the Orion lineage, the starseeds. But I also felt this Andromedan, like you were connected as far as like, I'm not sure if you've incarnated in Orion. However, you know how we can have friends in Germany and live in America, but that doesn't make us German. I kind of felt that way with you and Orion. You were in an incarnation in Andromeda, which we could delve a little bit more into that, I'm hearing maybe. Andromeda was a very loving, high vibrational planet, and it is very healing, and there's a lot of our healing from ancient times comes from there as well. Crystals, a lot of crystals. Okay, so here's coming in. Remember when I said I had a friend that I read her energy, and she was a keeper, and I was stopped. I literally couldn't even remember the story. However, now it's coming through with you, and I think maybe that's why they stopped me, because now this information is for you. So in Antarctica, there's a lot of memory of ancient wisdom, and there's things that are frozen there. I believe that there are things that you brought into this planet, physically brought in somehow. So that means you visited before you incarnated. Okay. So there are crystals and things that you brought down here. They are in Antarctica. There's a whole bunch of ancient crystals, herbs. I see people putting them in the walls of like places that are frozen now. It's in the walls. Meant to be like a time capsule of some sort, if that makes sense. Yeah. So this is also what my friend had, and in her incarnation. However, her stuff was a little more on the high priestess end, and yours was more like on the scientific end, still on the healing side of things. There's a sciencey side to you.
And will they find those structures in Antarctica in my lifetime?
Yes, I do think so. I do believe so.
Do you feel like governments already know about these type of things and they're just
They
keeping
do.
it hidden?
They do, yes. There are also things there that are not good for the planet. So this is why it's highly protected.
Can you see what those things are?
Mm.
Like funguses or like...
Yes, like that, like funguses or like sludge. I see this black sludge. It's just like an old some kind of disease or something like that. So they're trying to figure out how to contain that and allow for the other stuff to be released. So it's a touchy thing right now. Very interesting. Okay. And I'm seeing a bunch of like language that is not, I don't understand it, but it's written in a different like geometrical shapes and forms.
Can you see when that stuff was first discovered? And then it's kept hidden all this time?
I wanted to say at first I saw 1960s and then I went they said further back. 1800s I'm hearing. I'm seeing even the men with these pickaxes. There were some old tribal people protecting it for a long time.
There's always been a rumor that there's like a hole to the center of the earth there. Is that anything to do with this?
So there's definitely a whole, I'll just say there's a lot of other things going on in that place, and there are other beings.
I could talk to you the whole hour about Antarctica. So many questions, but that kind of leads into one of my questions. Do I have any relationships right now that are with non-humans?
Oh yeah, you have a lot of non-humans around you that are spirit. You don't see them with your physical eyes. The more you open up and tap in, you may start to see them in your mind's eye when you meditate. So I do see some Arcturians around you and Lyrans.
And I'm kind of actually talking more physical. Like, I was out to dinner with somebody the other day, and I was like, I don't think this person's human. But and then
I see what you're saying.
yeah, when I had that thought, I had like the goosebumps on my body, and like I don't normally.
Okay. Yeah, I am seeing, I know what you're talking about. Yes, yes. But I think a lot of us do. I think people just aren't as in tune. And so, because you're more a little open to that, you see more than others. But I feel like that's pretty commonplace actually here with a lot of people. They just aren't aware.
Can you give me initials?
LM.
L? I'll have to think about that one.
I'm also getting a JR.
So can you, I mean, can you see how many non-traditional humans are down here right now? Like how many different varieties? No.
I mean, that would take a long time. That's like asking
Okay.
how many races are on the planet. It's the same. It's, however, some beings are not even physical. They are energetic. And so just like dogs can only see certain things, we can only see certain things with our human eye. So yeah, there's just it's almost overwhelming. It's like counting grains of rice, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Can you see who's in my soul family?
I mean, clearly your spouse and those around you, those intimate friendships and relationships are part of your soul family. I actually do think that Trisha and I are part of your soul family. There's something there.
Yeah, she just left a message on my phone this morning, which it was a wonderful message. She said you and I and her all kind of worked on a pyramid together back in the day.
Yes, she did bring that up. I was trying to just set that aside because I didn't want her insight to influence. I wanted to be neutral, but yes. And I do believe that's true. I do believe that's accurate.
And do you feel like that was in Antarctica or somewhere else on the planet?
Some of our stuff was connections in the stars in like Pleiades and Andromeda. However, I do think there was other incarnations, like in Egypt maybe, and maybe Atlantis as well. Yeah.
Thanks for watching the show today, folks. And if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and share. And like always, stay rad.